Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another rant video, and this is definitely going to be a cringe topic. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware about what was going on with Annalyne McCord, who made this cringe response towards Vladimir Putin, and I can guarantee you now he's not really taking her seriously. He's most likely sighing, shaking his head. So basically, I think you guys, I'm not going to explain too much, but she most likely taught. I assume she's reading from her poem. She's getting these ideas that I'm gonna make this video towards Vladimir Putin. Tell him like if I was there for him as his mother, if he lived if he was able to live a better life, if his childhood wasn't so like chaotic, wasn't so boring, or if he wasn't so poor, like if he wasn't a victim or whatever, all this nonsense, nonchalant, I don't really care, but to me it's just something she decided to come up with. Like, it's not going to really convince him or per se persuade him, because basically, if you think about it, she's not even really taking this seriously. If I recall, when I watched the video, that cringe video, she had a smirk on her face, like a 34-year-old female actress doing this. Doesn't come off as a surprise to me, honestly, because you would think if you're, well, I'm not saying that all celebrities should be the same. I'm saying if you're a celebrity and you're the position you are now, you would think you'd be more wiser than that. You have more common sense not to embarrass yourself, not to expose it, especially if you're known by millions and millions of people. And that's what she did. And this is a crisis we're talking about. This is not something to respond and take lightly. I'm really pissed off because we're talking about Ukraine, and you're trying to persuade a dictator, whether you like it or like whether she likes it or not. You're basically trying to talk into with a dictator who doesn't really give a damn about what anybody has to say. He did why is to him, to her, to him, she's basically a random stranger, like he is. To her, he should be a random stranger to her, like a random stranger to her. Honestly, I don't understand how this woman does not get it. Comes out of nowhere, makes this weird speech, like it's gonna change anything. That's why I thought it was really cringe. You embarrassed yourself making that video, because you know how I can tell it's cringe. You were goofing around. You didn't seem like you understand the situation. You claim that you know him. Clearly, you don't know his personal life. Although I'm not saying I support him, but that's what that's your intentions were, to get his attention. And the point I'm trying to make is that, like, does he even know her? No, yeah, I guarantee he does not know. He doesn't care. Some random woman just comes out of nowhere, a blonde. Like, is gonna maybe she was thinking, maybe because she's a blonde white woman, that he can somehow be convinced or persuaded by her words. Whereas there are people who are a lot smarter. Do not try to play guys like that, woman. Because every day you have men, like, because it's like I said before, there are guys who get easily manipulated. But if someone who's in power, I'm sure he knows, someone who's in power, they have everything handed to them. When they're in that position, they have to be very careful how to handle it and how you maintain that position. So you got to be smarter, because I can guarantee you Vladimir Putin's not stupid. How he got to where he is right now is simply because he had to use his intellect at a bigger pace. At a, he had to be at will. He has to be willing to forget all those pointless like lifestyles, all those pointless hobbies. So because he doesn't care about talking to some girl, she's asking this is like some Instagram date or something, or like a dating app, or like where you get fished online, where you can just FaceTime one another and just talk about, oh, what kind of person are you, where do you want to hang out. That's not the case here, but jokes aside, you shouldn't be joking about the situation. Like, Ukraine is already in a crisis, and you're being very condescending to tell you this, because had you been in that situation, I guarantee you, had you been in that situation, you wouldn't be laughing, you wouldn't be making a video like that, you wouldn't made Like that's not a very bold statement. I can tell you now. Because whether because you're that's the thing I don't understand. Like if you're a celebrity, because I know a lot of celebrities, they're doing fundraisers. They're willing to help other people, especially in need of dire, like especially when they're struggling. There are celebrities that are willing to do that, but in this case, it doesn't seem like she's that kind of person. I don't know whether I can guarantee, considering because maybe she wants. I can guarantee now has to do with the fact she wants validation. Like I said in my previous videos, validation and attention. But she knows she's not getting it. She's not a big name. Like she is a big name, but she does not compare to a lot of to other celebrities. That's why other celebrities, because they want to prove themselves. When you get a lot of attention, when people want to hear from you, they want to see you. Yeah, then they'll be able to provide for the community because you know what? People respect them, and they're making tons of money. Especially, I don't know how much money she's making. I'm not to assume her net worth. I don't really care because she doesn't seem interesting to me at all. But honestly, no jokes aside, like this is something to laugh about. People are getting killed at the hands of soldiers. They are constantly losing their lives. The buildings are being destroyed. They're losing their homeland. They have nowhere else to go. Basically, they're going through a lot of trauma. They're trying to find whatever best way to survive. They're trying to avoid danger. And she on the other hand doesn't have to do all that. While you sit there, you make jokes like she reminds me of. She reminds me of one of those annoying ass rich people that have all this money, those spoiled ass lunatic rich people. Do you know those people that would bet? It's kind of like those people that would bet on people's lives. She seems like that kind of person, in my opinion. She'd put a certain like amount of money on somebody, whoever will win, and whoever loses. If that person wins, she makes that amount. If she loses that amount. Like she's definitely the type of person to do that because of how condescending she is. It's like she's basically laughing at people's lives right now. That's basically what she's doing because she's not taking it seriously. Because I can kind of tell just by her smirk she wasn't serious at all. Because she doesn't understand what it's like being in that situation. So maybe I can guarantee you most of the time, if she's acting like that at that age, that she must have been pampered through most of her life, and she doesn't understand what it's like being in a crisis. Let's see. Imagine someone put her in that situation. Let's see how she'll respond. Because I can't respect somebody like that. Again, I'm not the type of person to mock somebody's lives. I'm not the type of person to mock somebody who's in that dire situation, especially one who is already in power. You do not want to underestimate someone who's already in power. And I'm not talking about body strength. I'm not talking about a bodybuilder. I'm not talking about someone who has a group of thugs with them, who lives in the dark alleys on the streets. I'm talking about someone who is literally in charge of the government. I'm talking about someone who governs lands. I'm talking about someone who lives in the office telling people what to do. Who, if you defy his orders, you get executed. Kind of like if you watch Game of Thrones. If you defied one of the kings, like someone like Joffrey, he would basically have your tongue cut off or have your head cut off. Like this is no game, seriously, honestly. I can tell you now, this is just really lame, in my opinion. First, so honestly, I expect she, in my opinion, I'm not saying she should. I can't really tell someone what to do. If she was smart, I don't know if there would be a point. I was probably suggesting maybe she should go apologize to the community. She should not, I don't know whether it would seem really awkward though. I don't know whether she should apologize to Ukraine. She should apologize to the people she embarrassed, honestly, to her own community, to her own fans, whoever, to the U.S. Because you just came off as a complete ignorant, like female. I'm not gonna say the B word though, but you know what I mean. But honestly, she's probably, I don't know whether she regrets it. I don't really care. To be real, you have to. It's also about having sympathy for people who don't even. You have to have sympathy for people who don't even deserve to get abused. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to me bashing people, it's usually people who deserve it, who are just relentless freaks, just relentless idiots who just don't learn. You think you at this point should stop being an idiot. Honestly, you expect them to grow and become mature. That's how I look at it. If someone's willing to do that, willing to mature from going from an idiot and going from being smart, okay, then I appreciate it, because that makes me know that I can actually have a civil conversation with you, and I can be able to reason with you. But if you can't, if you're someone you can't, like I said, I can't reason with, done. No point in talking. I'm not. I don't want to hear from this person again, ever again. I'm out. That's it. There's no reason to talk with us. Just like I don't think there's any reason to talk with this girl again. Seriously, this 34 female actress who seems like doesn't know any better. When you have people that are losing their lives at the cost of what? Because Russia claims that their land is being stolen, because they claim this land is stolen from Ukraine, and we're talking about Moscow, etc., whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you should never joke about people's lives. You do that means, imagine if you were in that kind of position, you had that kind of power, you'd be toying with people's lives right now, seriously, and saying, now that I'm charged, people can do whatever I want. I always want things to be the way I want to. I don't have people having to confront me. I have people to defend me, and I want to keep this position forever. And that's how her mentality is. How I look at it, in my opinion. This is someone who's just straight up narcissist, doesn't care, just thinking about her thoughts, her screwed up mindset, her and cringe, because everything that had to do was related to her poem. And again, if she does make a response to it, if she does make an apology, I don't think it would. I think it would be just as cringe as the last response she made towards Putin. And again, I'm not to say whether I accept it, but we'll soon later find out in the future. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to wait for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.